If you've been tracking the Raleigh real estate market, looking at prices, then you've probably noticed that it's gone up quite a bit in recent years. Not just because of COVID back in 2020, 21, 22, but in 23 and now 24, we're continuing to grow at an alarming rate. Currently, the median home price in Raleigh, North Carolina is around $409,000, and rates still sit at around 6.75%. Hey there, I'm Benjamin Carver. Welcome to the channel. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Raleigh area, helping buyers and sellers navigate this tricky market. And I am currently hearing way too much of this. I'm waiting to buy a house for rates or prices to drop. Or, alternatively, I'm waiting to sell my house for rates to drop so that I can get into the next house affordably. A common argument is that eventually rates are going to come down. And if they don't, then prices have to drop to make housing more affordable. And I absolutely don't blame anyone for thinking that way. But let's look at the facts. Typically a market that has been artificially inflated, so think COVID, think historically low interest rates that we haven't seen in a long time. That inflated market has to eventually go back down, right? Yes, in a vacuum that is the case. And to be clear, Raleigh has softened from those 2021, 2022 crazy times where houses would go 50K over asking, 100K over asking, there'd be 20 offers on a home. The thing is with Raleigh specifically is that a lot of our inflation for home prices is due to natural growth from people moving into the city. If we look at what the appreciation of home prices were before COVID, it was stronger than the national average. And if we look at it in 2024, it's around that same level, stronger than the national average. While many other cities that did experience booms from COVID are now heading in the opposite trajectory or leveling out. Meanwhile, Raleigh continues to grow at a very strong pace. We have many Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies moving to the area, putting headquarters here, including Apple. We are one of the most moved to places for young professionals, and in general, we're the 10th most moved to state currently. Numerous websites list us as one of the hottest real estate markets for 2024 and beyond. And despite having higher rates and prices, we continue to see many homes, especially in the hotter parts of Raleigh, go above asking. There's whole sections of Raleigh where if I were guiding you to put an offer in on a home, I would say, hey, you're gonna need at least asking, but realistically, this is probably gonna go 10, 20, 30K over asking. And we see it time and time again. On average, it takes 3 offers still to get a home under contract, and the average home takes 16 days to go under contract. That is historically low compared to the normal days on market. This shows us that sellers are still having the advantage over buyers in our market. It is very common to see a house go online on a Thursday or Friday. They hold showings for the weekend, they do their open houses. Come Monday, Tuesday, offers start rolling in, and by Wednesday, they're already under contract. And this is happening consistently across the board throughout Raleigh. Now, there are homes that are kind of unicorns and they sit on market, or maybe when you go into the outer suburbs, things are a little more cooled off. But in the central part of Raleigh, in our general area, this is what we're seeing. Another good indicator is that our new construction market is super hot right now. We're building new construction at an alarming rate because we can't keep up with the demand of people moving into the area or looking to move up into a newer home. It is still very common to see people buy a piece of land knowing that 6 months from now, it's going to be a beautiful new home built for them. And they're doing that because there's just not enough inventory, whether you're looking at resale homes or you're looking at new construction. If anything has changed, it's that we've decelerated from that pent-up demand caused by COVID back to what was normal for us before COVID. So we're seeing people buy homes and not be able to sell them a year or two later for an extra $100,000 in equity. That was never the normal. But we're still seeing strong appreciation. I don't pretend to possess a crystal ball. Can't see the future, but I am in this stuff in the weeds day after day. I'm speaking with lenders and other agents, people in the industry all the time. And what we can all pretty much agree on is that drops in prices in the future are very unlikely because our market has natural growth that's super strong. In fact, year over year, we're up about 5% right now. And you can be sure to see that prices will most likely go up in the rest of 2024 into 2025. Now let's talk about rates, because that's been absolutely a hot topic of recent years, and it's put a lot of buyers on the sidelines, right? Again, we're sitting at about 6.75% right now across the board. It depends on which lender you go with, and if you wait a week or two, it might change a little bit. It's fluctuated between 6.5 all the way up to 8% just in the past year. Now, the Fed has said that there might be some rate drops in the future, closer to the end of the year or into the next, but they can change their mind as the market shifts. Nothing's set in stone, and even then, we don't expect to see rates go any lower than 5 or 5.5%. Now, that extra percent, 2% will make a big difference on your monthly payment, but let's look beyond just the rate change. Again, things don't happen in a vacuum when it comes to the real estate industry. So what happens if rate drops? Let's say a year from now, rates drop to 5%. Let's just say that happens. It sounds great, doesn't it? Well, when rates drop, you get excited. You're ready to go buy a house. Your neighbor gets excited. They're ready to go buy a house. And everyone gets excited. They're ready to buy a house. Sellers start selling their house to buy another house. Next thing you know, we have a massive demand of buyers flooding the market. All we're waiting on the sidelines, like maybe you are right now. Eventually, that is going to pull up prices. Sellers are going to get more for their house because there's a lot of buyers. Buyers are going to end up paying more for a house. There is going to reach a point. I don't know how long it will take, but there's going to reach a point where even though you have the lower rate at 5%, you're paying the same monthly payment or maybe even higher, and you're putting down more down payment for the same home because you're paying a higher purchase price. That is genuinely what is going to happen if rates drop. So my personal and professional opinion is that if you're going to buy in the next few years, it's better to buy now and refinance later. And I know you probably hear people say that a lot, but if you think about it logically, let's say rates do go down a year from now. Well, then you got your home at today's prices, you gain the appreciation over the next year, and you can refinance at that time versus competing with everyone else. If rates don't go down, they stay the same or go up, then you've also won because you didn't wait around for rates to drop just to be disappointed. At the end of the day, the only real reason economically that Raleigh's home prices would drop, with or without rates, is if the US economy at large went into a major recession, which we've been in a minor recession for the past few years. Experts agree on that. Experts also agree that a major recession in the next few years is highly unlikely. Or if everyone stopped moving to Raleigh, they all decided they hated living in Raleigh, they didn't watch my videos, and they just assumed Raleigh was an awful place to live. If everybody stopped moving here, then yes, we wouldn't see that appreciation. We might even see the market go downward. But based on all the facts, and I'm just trying to give you all the facts, this is genuinely what I wholeheartedly believe, and that's why I'm buying real estate here, and that's why I'm trying to persuade people that it's a smart decision to buy real estate here as well. And I just want to be clear that if you're struggling to get into a home because it's not affordable for you, and you get the whole concept behind rates and prices and why it makes sense to buy now, but it's just not in the cards at the current prices, I want to encourage you. There's a lot of programs out there for first-time home buyers. There's also a lot of affordable areas around Raleigh. Even in new construction, there's a lot of incentives going around. Everything is aimed to make buying a home more affordable for you. So if you think there's even a chance, I highly encourage you to reach out with questions on how to get started. You can call the number below, or you can click the link in the description, start a conversation with me and my team today. And if you want to just keep learning more about living in Raleigh, you still have questions about our market, make sure you watch one of these videos next. We'll see you there.